Hey, Kimberly Olson here, also known as the Goal Digger Girl, and I'm back for another episode of #GetLit. And today we're going to talk about how you can get hundreds of views on your Instagram stories. So whether you're just starting out or you've been trying for a while to get more leverage on them, the power of stories is amazing for your business and your brand. So we're going to dive in today in a moment. All right, so as you can see, I'm in a different spot in my office today, which is kind of nice and cozy, so you can see a little behind the scenes here today. So I thought it would be fun to talk about Instagram stories because it is such an amazing place for myself to connect with people, find new leads, have people reach out to me, and really just share more about myself and my brand with people. And I've gotten, usually I'll get 200, 300, sometimes 400 views per story. So even if I load up 10, 20 stories in a day, I will get that many on each one. So if you multiply that over, obviously you have a lot of people who will watch story after story, but it's a lot of eyeballs that I'm getting my stuff, that people are able to see my stuff, okay? So stories is where it's at, and it is amazing for lead generation. So whether you're new, whether you're an amateur or seasoned veteran, this is going to totally rock your world when it comes to stories. Okay, so I've got 3 strategies for you. Number 1 is I want you to work hard on getting favored in the algorithm. So it's interesting, but your work that you do on Instagram, as far as how active you are, how consistent you are, how much you're posting on your profile, how often you are in your stories, how many new people you're following every day, how many new people you're unfollowing, are you commenting other people's posts? So that's like a whole training in itself. But when you're favored in the algorithm, you know the circle at the top where it shows the stories that people can click. When you do a good job of being consistent and giving love to the platform, it will love you back and feature you at the top. So if you notice, every time you go on there, you see the same few people. That's because they're really, really good at the way that they're showing up on their Instagram account, and their algorithm rating is really high. Okay, so post once a day on your profile. Make sure you're following new people, make sure you're commenting, and make sure you're loading up in your stories every day. So number 1 is get favored in the algorithm, be consistent, okay? Be consistent. Number 2 is you're gonna wanna make your stories sizzle. So I have different video tutorials. I'll put one right here, I'll have to find one for you, but I know I have some on how to crush your Instagram stories with apps I love. You've got to find a few apps that you are just loving, that are easy for you to use, because when you sit down to do your stories, you want it to be something that you feel comfortable using and that's dynamic and animated and all that stuff. So the ones that I love, there are a lot. I'll just give you a few for right now. I love Story Chick, and I love Story Art, and I love Mojo. So Mojo is more all about animation. So just to start, if you don't want to take a couple steps with the stories, you could literally start. Woo, got a little crazy hair going there. You can literally start with Mojo and just plug your stories in there, and it'll bring them to life and give them some animation, okay? Now, I used to use Story Art a lot, and I switched over to Story Chick because I like it a little bit better. But basically what you can do is you can find cute templates to put your image in or quotes or words or whatever. Sometimes I'll create something in WordSwag, such as did you see my training? Like, I'll write words out in WordSwag and I'll put them inside of Story Art or Story Chick. So the way it's set up, if you have your story, because this is the shape of a story, is it 9x16, I think? There's little images that it's templates. So you can put an image in those spots, or even a little 15-second video clip. So you fill that content in with the templates and you save it, and it makes it look awesome. They're built-in templates, the design is done. And then what I often do is I often try to find animation within that app. So I'll go to Mojo, or I'll go to the top or wherever it says animated for Story Art or Story Chick. So I'll actually use the static section to design it, and then I'll create some animation. There's other apps too. Just search animated Instagram stories and see what you can find in your app store. So those are some of my favorites. And then another hack here for making your story sizzle is to use multiple stories to create a story sequence. So a story sequence is where you use multiple stories to tell one story. So I'll give you an example. I have a Peloton. It's a fake Peloton. I still need to do the video on that. But spent $300 and I've got the whole Peloton set up. and I pay, I don't know, 20 bucks a month or something for the Peloton app. So what I do is when I do a workout on my Peloton app, I'll make a face kind of like, I don't really feel like I'm working out. Sometimes, that's the case. So I'll capture that. If not, I don't do that. But what I'll do is I'll kind of make a face like, I don't really want to do this. And then I will say, okay, what should I do? Like, what can help me? I can't get to the gym right now. I don't have time. And then I'll take a story. I'll do a story of like a boomerang or zoom in and out of my choices on the Peloton app. And then I'll take a little like video clip of the instructor, because we have a wall, an Apple TV, we use Apple TV on the wall. Pretty much teaching you how to do the Peloton at home. So we've got the whole thing on the wall. So I'll take a thing of that, and then I'll, take a sweaty selfie after, and then do some positive quote on fitness and why it makes me feel awesome. How many slides is that over one thing? Normally people would just be like, sweaty selfie, right? I used to do that. So the benefit of multiple stories is that people will get used to digesting your content. The more time they spend in your story, the better. You want them to get used to coming in and hanging out. You want them to view every single story as your goal. The more time they spend with you, the better they get to know you quicker. You build up that know, like, and trust factor I'm always talking about. And again, it's also really good for your algorithm, okay? So multiple stories. I challenge you to build out your own multiple story sequence. Number 3 is you want to engage with your leads, okay? A lead is anybody who could become a prospect. They become a prospect when you've identified that they truly do have a pain point for what you have and you tell them what you do, okay? Then you flip them into a prospect. So a lead is just somebody who views your story, a new follower on Instagram, someone comments on your Instagram, someone comments on your IGTV. Those are all leads, okay? So you want to engage your leads. The people who are checking out your stories, you want to find a way to connect with them, okay? So in my opinion, the very best way to do that is utilizing the awesome features Instagram stories has. Hint, hint, Facebook, you need to totally catch up on this, right? So with the Instagram stories, what you want to do is you want to use the poll feature, which you can use on Facebook, but say I've got the, here's a great example. Oh, this is good. I should have used this. So at the end of my Peloton story, I could have done another story that said at the end, like a picture of me like this. And the poll could have said, would you like to would you like to get more home workout ideas? People are like, yes, yes, yes. I could message those people and say, hey, here's a link to some videos I've done, or here's my favorite playlist on YouTube. How awesome would that be to send them the link, right? If you're not you don't have a personal training background like me. And then you could send them your favorite videos. And then you could say, by the way, tell me a bit more about you. Just realized we haven't really connected. Looks like you're health minded too. I'd love to get to know you better. Tell me a bit about yourself. So they might tell, they have kids and they work, and, that always comes up, and you can say, oh, that's so awesome. This would be for someone in health and wellness. I'm actually a brand influencer for a health and wellness company. I've been able to, get back to running after being injured, and I lost that last 10 pounds of baby weight. So I help other moms to get their bodies back. I'd love to tell you more about, have you tried these products before? They're awesome. And if the person's like, oh, I have, or no, I haven't, have a conversation. Isn't that easy? You can do that all day, every day, okay? So you're gonna engage your leads. So you could use a poll for that. You could also you could do a quiz. So the quiz could say, when it comes to losing weight, I'm willing to work out, eat healthier, take supplements, do nothing. That could be your quiz. You should use that. Tag me in it if you do. The Goal Digger Girl, GOAL on Instagram. That's the quiz. And people choose a quiz option and you get their answer handed to you on a silver platter. It's amazing. The other one is the question. You can just ask an open-ended question. Do you like to work out, or do you have a fitness goal right now? And so using CTAs is telling people what to do. So for you right now, what I want you to do, here's my CTA. I want you to subscribe to this channel, The Goal Digger Girl. If you haven't, hit the bell. The bell will notify you every time I release new videos, which is every week. And all these videos are less than 10 minutes. How awesome is that? I don't have much time left. Let's rock and roll. So a CTA is when you tell people what to do. So what I want you to do is comment below, and I want you to tell me how often you're posting in your Instagram stories. Okay, put that in the comments for me if you're not driving. That's a call to action. So in your stories, you could do something such as, shoot me a message if you want to know more about how I blasted my belly fat without dieting. I mean, who wouldn't freaking message you? Everybody, right? They would all message you. So that's a call to action where you tell them what to do, okay? So get favored in the algorithm, make your stories sizzle, engage your leads, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's all you have to do, seriously, okay? If you want, I have an Insta Success on Instagram webinar below. And what that will do is it'll teach you how to take your account from 0 to hero organically. I went from no followers to over 30,000 followers, and you can do the same as well. So check that webinar out and we'll see you inside. Have a great day. And as always, until next time, get lit in your business and set your soul on fire. Bye-bye.